Hello class. So earlier this week I actually hurt my back and I've been trying to get to the point where I could teach you today. It's actually early. I'm creating this early on Thursday. I came in hoping we could have class tonight, but I'm having trouble standing and walking, and I think it would be best for us to try to do this week online. I think most of you have gotten reasonably comfortable with most of the technologies that we've been using. So I am going to depend on you all a little bit to do some exploration to get through this week. But I think it'll be fine because we're going to use mostly Edmodo. So what you've got in this video is I'm going to transition in a moment to a lecture, short lecture, less than 5 minutes, about issues in teaching young learners. And then you'll have some different activities to do in Edmodo, as well as an extra challenge for extra credit on the week. In this short video, we're going to discuss some of the issues we need to pay attention when teaching young learners. The first major question is, what is included in a young learner? And actually here we're talking about any child from preschool ages, that might mean toddlers as young as 2 or 3, to children in their mid-teens. But it's important to recognize that children in their mid-teens will be a very different population to teach than toddlers. So the book tries to cover some of the issues that we need to be paying attention to, no matter what age within this range we're talking about. So the first major issue that we need to look at is technology good for young minds? There's actually been quite a bit of debate about this. We know that using technology actually can change and affect brain structures in young children. Now, to some degree, this might be a good thing. However, there's also been some findings that children exposed to technology may have less ability to keep themselves active or entertained without technology. They may have shorter attention spans. They may not learn language as well. So we have to pay attention to that. We also need to pay attention to digital literacy. We often assume that young children are very comfortable with technology, but unless they have it at home, and depending on what guidance or allowances they're given with technology, students may not have the same skills. We also need to teach students to think about technology critically. What messages are they receiving? How is the technology either controlling their behavior or modifying their behavior or thoughts? And finally, we need to pay attention to motivation. For children, they don't have the same ability to self-regulate their behavior, so it's harder for them to sit down and study. So we really need to rely on motivation to help keep them going. This means we need to make sure to encourage our students, provide rewards for students, make sure that it's a friendly environment, and also occasionally encouraging students to do gamified learning where there's challenges that they can master is really useful. So a few ideas to help keep learning fun. First is make sure that they're able to create quality works without a huge amount of frustration. One possible technology for this would be Storybird, in which this website clumps together sets of photos or images that could be used in stories, and students can put different types of images in and then quickly write their story in the text boxes provided. These can actually be printed later if desired. Another possibility would be to make sure that students are engaging in fun environments. One example of this is Club Penguin. In Club Penguin, which is owned by Disney, students can walk around an island, interact with other penguins, who are other real people. They can chat, but they can also participate in little games and tasks. We also often want to take advantage of interactive screens, like on iPads and tablets. One example of this would be I Write Words, in which letters are presented as frames that students trace their fingers within to create the letters. One final concern is actually safety. A few things we need to keep in mind. First of all, strangers interacting with children, if they give out personal information, that can be really bad, but also cyberbullying. Children, when anonymized, are even more likely to engage in bullying behaviors than in person. So we need to be paying attention to this. One way we can do this is make sure that students have safe environments to work, like Edmodo. Edmodo is designed to feel like social media, and really it merges course management and social media. Classrooms are cordoned off so that no strangers interact with children, and behaviors within the group can be monitored so that cyberbullying can be limited. Okay, now that we've talked about how to help young learners, you're ready to work in Edmodo. So one of the things you'll find is that I've already created a class for us on Edmodo, and you're going to go through it first as a student, completing the task in my Edmodo class. You should have received an email inviting you to Edmodo already, but if you have any problems, just email me. And then you're going to create your own class in Edmodo, and you're going to create 3 out of the 4 major types of activities that you can manage through Edmodo. So you can create a post, a poll, a quiz, or an assignment. So you have to create 3 out of the 4 of those in your own class, and then invite me as a student to take part in your class.